Hello, Facebook Live. Thank you for joining. My name is Nilesh today. I'm also known as Success Coach Nilesh, and thank you once again for joining for this Facebook Live. The topic today is how to switch from job to business. I know many of you, including me, a couple of years back, I wanted to switch from job to business, and it was my dream from past many years. And fortunately, I'm able to do that because I currently own two consulting companies. I'm a consultant at some place and also own a training company at some other place. Now the way today's session going to work is I'm going to give you lots and lots of content to help you to achieve your dream of becoming a successful entrepreneur. So if you're watching this video, give me the thumbs up and type in the comments where you are watching this video from. Also give me the loves, I'll be very happy to see that. And what else? Nothing. Let's get started. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Success Coach Nilesh. I'm an author, business consultant, and the founder of Total Success Club. So from past 8+ years, I've been working with I work with more than 50,000 people all across the world. I help them improve their financial condition, improve their career, improve their businesses, improve their life. So I'm very fortunate that after working with all those many people, I managed to figure out a process which can help any new person to change their life. Can be their career or can be their finances. So if you're watching this video, I know the content which I'm going to share with you has worked with my clients, has worked with me. So I'm very sure that the content which I'm going to share with you is going to work with you. Okay, so give me the like if you're watching me the video, and make sure you have pen and paper to take all the notes. Okay, so let's get started. As usual, because whenever I take the session, I do a lot of preparation for the session because I need to give you lots and lots of content, a very good content, the content now which can really make a difference in your life. So what I do, I always prepare. So these are my notes. Sorry. So these are my notes, and I'm going to share everything with you guys because the moment you listen everything, take a notes of everything, and take action on everything, your life is going to change, which I know for sure. Okay, so let's get started, guys. Okay. Now, there are primarily three main problems which stop people from changing from job to business. So if you're already in the job and you want to start your business, there might be three things which are stopping you. Number one, probably you might not have time, right? Probably you might not have time to work on your dreams. You want to start a business, but you are so busy in your job, maybe traveling, maybe a couple of hours, coming back couple of hours, and getting so busy in your job that you don't even get some time to think for yourself or spend with yourself, so that you will learn some things or work on your business idea or prepare the business plan, everything. So time is the main constraint for many people from shifting from job to business. Okay. Second thing, money. Exactly, money. Many people who want to switch from job to business, they don't have enough money to get started, or they have certain business ideas in their mind, but they need a lot of investment and they don't have that much money with them. Or maybe the people, they currently have some loans, mortgages, maybe housing loan, car loan, or any other sort of personal loans. And until they get rid of the personal loans, they don't have enough money, or the extra money that they can invest in the businesses, right? So money can be the problem for many people. And what can be the third problem? Yes, so the third problem which many people face is the business idea, right? They don't have the rich and working business idea. So what do you mean by that? See, many people, for example, even though they want to start a business, they don't know, they don't have a business idea. They don't know which area to start a business. Should they take a franchisee, or should they just start a shop, or they do affiliate marketing, or this multi-level marketing, or should they just do a consulting or any other thing? People are not sure what exactly they want to do. They don't have the business idea that really works. And primarily when I work with all these entrepreneurs, these entrepreneurs are stuck with these three problems. So I repeat, for your information, many people don't have enough time, they don't have enough money, and the third thing, they don't have the business idea. So if you're watching this video, I'll tell you a couple of strategies which you can use to look after, or work on these three problems. Okay, so you'll be definitely able to solve this problem once you know this process. And see, I always tell this, uh, changing from job to business is not difficult. Only thing, you need to know the right steps, right? For example, you go to the bank, you put your ATM card, what you need, 4-digit pin number to get the money. So the digits are four, and you have to put in a correct sequence. Exactly in a similar manner, if you want to switch from job to business, you have to follow certain steps, and you have to follow those steps in a particular sequence. So in the today's video, I'll share with you which are those steps which can make the real difference. And for many of you who don't know, I'm the author of this best-selling book called as Four Easy Steps to Switch from Job to Entrepreneurship. So if you also want additional details, now you can always get that from the book. And if you're watching the video, I have already shared a link in the video title so that you can get your book copy, because the original book might be expensive, but you can get the book on offer price just because you're watching the video. See, that's one of the benefit of watching this information. Okay, thank you. Let's get started now. Okay, now we know that there are problems which stop people from changing from job to business. Okay, but at the same time there are a lot of benefits, if you become an entrepreneur. So what sort of benefits I'm talking about? So for example, you get your own financial freedom. That's it. Many people, they get in the job, they get into the rat race thinking if they work hard they will get more money, and financially one day someday they will become financially free, and they don't have to work for anybody else at that time. But my dear friends, once you have your own business, it's better chance that you will get your financial freedom, because in the business there is no upper limit to your income. In the job or in the salary, there is always upper limit to your income. So once you have your business, there is no upper limit, so that you can grow as much as you can your business. Okay. Second thing, you can become your own boss. Many times we don't like our boss. Some some bosses are really really bad, and some people don't like their boss. Don't like the way they work, or don't like the company they work for. So when you have your own business, it's like your own office. You can hire your own team. You can be working on something that you really really like, so you will be your own boss. So that is the biggest benefit of becoming a successful entrepreneur. And then job satisfaction. So once you have the financial freedom, once you love what you're doing, it's automatic. It's a very different level of satisfaction, job satisfaction. No employee can have that sort of satisfaction. So entrepreneurs, the successful entrepreneurs especially, they are highly they're satisfied with their job. They are highly motivated. They are every day morning they get up, they want to go to the job, they want to go to their business and make a difference in people's lives. So these are the benefits that you can have once you become a successful entrepreneur. So in your mind, if there is a tiny little maybe the doubt that should you go for business or not, my dear friends, go ahead, always choose the business between job and business. Okay, because business can give you so many things which job cannot, right? Now the businesses with you can have your sense of purpose. You know which direction your life is going. In the job, many people don't even know which direction their life is going. So they just get into the job just to get the salary, and they can get the salary, they'll use the salary to pay their the rent or mortgage or anything like that, or the loans. But there's no real fun in doing a job. So if you really want to achieve some happiness in your life, become a successful entrepreneur. Okay, and I'll share with you how you can become the successful entrepreneur. Okay. Now, the way it works now is, as I mentioned earlier, there are four steps which I'm going to share with you, which will help you to switch from job to business. Now, what happens is, you have to understand these four steps. Make sure you follow each steps in a right sequence, because once you know the steps and once you follow the steps in right sequence, there's nobody can stop you from becoming a successful entrepreneur. Okay, so I'm sure you now have pen and paper with you so that you can take some notes. Okay, so write down. So there are four steps which will help you to switch from job to business. So four steps. Step number one, it's called as decide. That's right, write this down. Decide. Now, why do that step is important? So there are a couple of reasons. So what happens, if you want to switch from job to business, you should know the reason why you want to get into the business, right? You don't want to get into the business just for the sake of money. And by that time you realize that you might have started the wrong business, or you are in a business which you don't really love. So for that reason, it is very very important for you to understand in which business you want to go in, right? So there are a couple of things which I'll share with you. So when you are in the decide phase, ask yourself these questions. Question number one, why do you want to switch from existing job to business? Why do you want to switch from job to business? What is the reason? Because once you know the reason, that reason will help you as a rocket, So many people, as you've seen the rocket, there is a fire at the bottom. So, and that fire helps the rocket to go up. Exactly in similar manner, if you don't have that fire, and if you feel come across some difficulties, you will back off. So you don't want to back off from your entrepreneurial journey, and the problems are going to come. So you need this reason very, very clear that why you want to switch from job to business. Okay. Then second thing, why do you want to become an entrepreneur? I understand that you want to switch from job to business, but why do you want to become an entrepreneur? What is the real reason, or what is the motivation that you have inside you to become an entrepreneur? So that is the second question you have to answer. Third thing, what is the difference that you want to see or create in this world? Now, as you know that, once you become a successful entrepreneur, you are going to help your customers. So the life of the customers is going to change. So you have to figure out, it's what is going to happen, or how you think the world will change once you become a successful entrepreneur. Now, when I say world, you sometimes you will think, no, it might be a big thing to think about. But don't worry, just think about your customers, or think about your local community, or think about the people who will be working with, how their life will change, or maybe the people who are living with you, maybe your family members, your parents. Just think about this. Now, once you become a successful entrepreneur, how their life is going to change. Because once you have those ideas clear with you, what are the problems that will face, that you will face during the entrepreneurial journey, you will make sure that then you will solve that problem. That is the reason this decide phase is very, very important. It acts as a, the powerful self motivation to take you ahead. Okay. Then uh, where exactly you want to reach in a business? You want to start a business to earn maybe 1 lakh per month, or 1 crore a month, or what sort of turnover that you want to reach. Because if you know your destination, the steps that you're going to take to reach to that destination will be different, right? So always make sure you know your destination. At least figure out in your mind which destination you want to reach. Okay. Next thing you want to learn, is when do you want all this to happen, right? All the successful destination, when do you want all this to happen? For some people, you want to change from job to business maybe like 2 years down the line, or some people want to switch from just tomorrow. So you need to give some sufficient time. So what will happen now, if nothing is going to change overnight, and there is also wrong thing to wait for like couple of years to switch from job to business. In my personal opinion, give yourself maybe 6 months, because 6 months is not too big, also not too small. It's like an ideal timeline which will help you, to stay focused on your goal. At the same time, do something every day to achieve your goal of switching from job to business. So these sort of questions that you should be asking yourself to switch from job to business, right? As simple as that. Now, second thing, second step is called as design phase. That's right, design phase. Now understand this. There is a particular step in which you change from job to business. You have to follow these 4 steps, but you're not changing your job at the decide phase, or either in the design phase as well. There's a particular phase, particular step number 4. There exactly you'll be switching from job to business. But until then, you have to, do your homework to reach that stage. And understand that, because everything has its own time. Just like, there is a boiling point for water, or, there is a particular speed where the aeroplane, take off. So what happens, is you need to be reaching to that speed, or, that particular point. Until that, you shouldn't change from job to business. Until then is a preparation time. So I'll tell you what exactly you have to prepare, but until you prepare, you don't have to change your job. Okay. Yes. So the second step we are talking about, it's called a design step. Now, design step, what we do is we create the business plan, the business plan that you are about to start. Now think about this. So what exactly is a business? See, what business does is, it fills the gap in the market. It helps somebody to improve their life, and you get paid in terms of money by, improving their life. So there might be some gap in the market that you want to fulfill. Maybe something that you don't like, or there is particular business which is not giving good customer service, or in some cases there are some people, they need some product, and your business can create that product and deliver to them, and as a result you will get paid as a money. So what happens is, it's your job is to figure out the gap in the market. Now, how to figure out the gap, what is the process, it's everything is mentioned in the book. So if you get a chance, make sure you read the particular design step to how to find out the gap. But once you have the gap, you need to figure out a product or solution to, answer that gap, or to address that gap. So for example, if there is a gap and you have a product and service, and once you have the gap, you know which particular target audience are facing with that problem or that gap. So once you have your product and service ready, you can approach to that target audience and tell them, hey, I have something, you guys have this problem, but I have this particular solution which will help you out. And what will happen? People will be more interested, buy your products. But if there is no gap, you won't be able to sell your product and services. So make sure you always address the gap and then create the product and services. If you try to do the other way around, it will be very, very expensive. Your marketing will be excessive, and you will not understand why your business is not working. So always figure out that make sure you have a gap and you are fulfilling the gap with your product and services. Okay. The next thing, once you have your product and service, now many people think, because you are already in the job, how can you create a product? So guys, this is exactly the time where you have to manage your time. If you are working in a job for 8 hours, you have to assign maybe half an hour every day, or maybe if you're too busy in the week, you maybe assign some time in the weekend to figure out this gap and the product and solutions. And you also have to devote some time to come up with these prototypes of your parts or your products. So what will happen once you have the prototype? You can approach the target customers and tell them, this is something, the product we are thinking to launch. What do you think about that? And start talking to your customers as soon as possible. Because if you're waiting for the perfect day, once you have your perfect shop, perfect factory, the perfect product, and then you'll speak to your customer, don't do that. It will be too long, because the customers might not like that product, right? So it's very easy for you to start as soon as you can, come up with the prototype idea, talk to the customers, because on the process, customers will give the ideas or feedback, and that will help you to improve your product and services. So guys, don't wait for the perfection. Get started with wherever you are and whatever you have. Okay. So once you have the product and service, go ahead and speak with your customers and get their feedback, and that feedback will help you to improve your product and services. Now once you understand from that process, okay, the product that you have is already working, people are liking that product, that's a very good thing. So what should you do next? That time you should think about the business plan, right? So now you have a gap, now you have a product. The next thing you have to do, create a business plan. Now in the business plan, you think about, what sort of team you need, what sort of finances you need, what sort of marketing strategy you need, what sort of sales you need, what sort of office you need, what sort of certifications you need to get that product launched in the market, right? That is all that plan you have to do in the launch, in the design phase. Okay. Now at the same time, because you are still doing your job and you are still working on your business plan, there are a couple of things you need to do. The certain thing you have to do is you have to think about your own personal financial plan, right? Because if you don't have enough money to get started with the business, and if you need money to get started with the business, either you can get the money from the bank or the private investors. But if you think that is too difficult, you can also use your own money. But in that case, you will have to look after your finances, make your own financial plan. So in the book which I told you, there is a special section on how you can create your own financial plan. And from the experience of all those people who read the book now, they found it very, very useful, because it actually deals with your own income, salary, and how you can use that salary to pay your expenses, and at the same time how you can take the money out to invest uh, for your business. Okay. So make sure you make that plan. So once you have that plan, you have to figure out at which time in the future you have to start your business, right? Now all this thing is background, like market research, creating the product, or talking to the customers and making the business plan. But there might be a certain day or a certain point in the future where you will be actually starting that business, right? So you have to come up with that particular date, or maybe 6 months down the line. Is it like 1st of October 2018, or some sort of that? Like, you have to come up with a date on which you have to start your business. Now the reason I say to come up with the date, because is once you have a final date, your mind will be more focused on that date, and you'll be able to get things done before that date. But if you keep the date just like some random thing, you don't even decide the date, you won't be feeling that much motivation, that much focus. And sometimes some new problem comes to your life, you will give up your dream of becoming an entrepreneur, right? So many people, they give up on their dream of entrepreneurship because they don't have a precise date when they want to start a business. So even though at the moment you don't have a perfect product or perfect business idea, make sure you create a date. Because once you have a date, automatically everything will start in place. Because automatically you will push yourself, you will feel the self motivation, and you'll push yourself, to start working on that business idea or your business plan. Okay. So make that start point. At the same time, once you figure out a date, on which you will start your business, at the same time you will have to figure out, once you started a business, when is the right time to switch you from job to business. Now the only thing which will stop you at that moment from switching from job to business is the money. Because if your business is not going good, you might not want to switch from job to business. You'll still want to continue with your job. But if your business is really going good, then it's a good sign that you can come up with particular date in couple of months later after your job, that when you want to stop the job and start the business, okay, or go full time in the business. Then there might be certain things I should warn you, because once you have a business which already started, already making money, that is not the point where you should switch from job to business. You should make you should allow that business to make money on a some continuous amount of time. For example, maybe a 6 month time or 8 month time. Because what happens, some businesses are cyclical business, some businesses seasonal businesses. So you need to understand what sort of business you are in. It's a seasonal business, like for example, there are fruit business like mango business. It's a seasonal business. So you should be thinking to yourself, talking to yourself, should you really be going to seasonal businesses? And if you're going to seasonal businesses, there will be a particular ups and downs in the businesses. So you don't want to leave your job when the season is going down, right? So make sure you understand what sort of business cycle you are in. Is it your business is booming or going down, or is it seasonal? You have to understand that. But you know, don't think that it's too much work. But my guys, my dear friends, it's very very important. These are the basics of business. Every entrepreneur has to think through that. So if you want to become a successful entrepreneur, you need to think about what sort of business you are in and who is your customers. Is it a seasonal business or not? You need to think about all those things. And you also need to do your financial analysis. So once you have the financial analysis, you because if you have a business, you are the leader of your business. And once you are the leader of your business, it's your job to figure out the finances, and which direction your business is going. And it's very easy once you know that you have to think about the financial plan. And you can take the help of the accountants and everything. But it's not that difficult. It's a doable thing. Just the biggest hurdle is in your head, whether to start or not. I highly recommend you to start your own business sometime sooner, because there are plenty of benefits which I mentioned earlier. And plus, every you'll be working on your job hard anyway, so why not you work hard on your business and create the financial freedom that you really want in your life. And once you have the financial freedom, you'll be working on something that you really like. That's happiness, guys. That's a happiness. So do it. What else? So these are the two steps we saw: decide step and design step. So what next? The third step we have is called as start. Now, the very famous quote which I always say, that that you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to become great. That's right. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to become great. Now once you are thinking to get started with your business, you have to come up, you have to start it someday, right? You decided like a timeline in the design phase, maybe 1st of October 2018 you will start your business. But as you approach that date, you have to start the business. There might be many things or many doubts in your head. And I can tell you from my experience and experience of all those people who I work, the doubts are with everyone. There are doubts to each and every person in this world. So only people who go ahead, because only people who really succeed are those who take action in spite of those doubts. So at some moment now you'll feel in your head, should I really go ahead or not? But that time you still have to go ahead, because these doubts are with everyone. Only person who go ahead in spite of the doubts, he gets succeed. So start your business in spite of all the doubts. Okay. Now once you started your business, two things you have to manage: start managing your time and start managing your money. Because once you have your business, because the business that you will be starting is with all the pre-plan that we have done in the design phase, so business will do well. I'm sure it will do well. And even if it doesn't, there is a way we have in the succeed phase. The next step, the fourth step, the succeed phase, how to work around on the businesses which are not doing well. Okay. So decide phase, design phase, and third thing is a start phase. So in the start phase, you start the business, then start managing your time and start managing your money. Because the reason you need to manage these two things, which is because because you're already working on a job and you started a business, so time will be very much crunch at that time. Your family want you to have the time, maybe your health want you to have the time, your job will have want you to have the time. So you have to make, yeah, that timing plan. And Next thing, you have to start managing your money, and once you've gone through the design steps and financial analysis, it's easier for you to manage the money. So don't skip the financial analysis part in the design phase. Okay, so this is the third phase. Now what is the fourth step, which is the last step? It's called as succeed. That's right, succeed. Now this is a very powerful stage. What happens, when you reach the succeed step, you already gone to design, decide, and start. Sorry, decide, design, and start. So what will happen now? You are already in a better position than, like, hundreds of people who are just still thinking to from shifting from job to business. And once you are at succeed phase, you know most of the things, like what sort of product you want to launch. You started managing your time, you started managing your money. You know where exactly the money is, in your business. So all those things will start to work out. And even for some reason, if you don't if your business is not doing well as you want, this is exactly the time we have to push forward. This is exactly the time, you need to think about, improving your marketing, hiring a better team, or improving your sell process. All those things will help you, to bring your business back on the track. So what will happen once you have your business back on the track? It will start to give you the money, right? Your business will start to give you the money. And at this point, you have to make a decision of changing from job to business. Not earlier, at this time. Decide, design, start, and succeed. So you'll change your job at the succeed step, not in the any of the steps. So as I mentioned earlier, use like a ATM card or the bank debit card. You have to put the right numbers and in the right sequence. Okay, so decide, design, start, and succeed. So you'll be changing your job only at the succeed step. So what else happened in the success step? So what will happen now? Your business is working, and now you decide to change your job. And I'll tell you, you'll feel a certain fear. And my dear friend, the fear is with everyone. I can tell you, the fear is with everyone. So what happens, is uh, everyone gets the fear. So the people have fear of failure, or fear of unknown, or fear of not working out something. So they're fear with everyone. So you have to take action in spite of fear, because once you take action, you will realize that in the fear that you are holding in your mind was not the real one. It was just the one which was just keeping you away from your desired destination. So you will feel the fear, and you still have to take the action in spite of fear. Because I can tell you the example of my personal example, or example of many other people who I work with. There is always a fear, but you have to still take action in spite of fear. Okay, now what will happen, is once you make a change in the job, what is going to happen, at the same time, you will see, there are some emotions will come to you, whether my business will really do good, or I just left the job, I left my secure income, and now I'm in a business. But guys, trust me, because you are at the succeed phase. You're already crossed the decide, design, start, and now you're at succeed. So everything homework is done. So there is no chance that you will fail, because everything is done. Plus, at the same time, when you're passing the stages now, you'll see you are improving personally as well. Your mindset has changed. You started making good use of your time and money, so your skills also have improved. So once you have these skills improve, you'll be in a better position to deal with the difficulties that are going to come. Okay, so it's not that difficult to switch from job to business. You just have to follow these four steps: decide, design, start, and succeed. And make sure you don't jump the steps. Follow the exact steps in the right sequence. So once you have the exact steps following in the right sequence, you will, I'm sure you'll be able to change from job to business, and it will be like, the greatest pleasure which I will have, that I could be able to help you in on your journey to entrepreneurship. So guys, I'm very happy that I had this session. It's a very short session, I know, but hope this session will be helpful for you. If you like the session, give me the like and thumbs up, and also in the comments if you have any questions. And if you want to have the copy of this book, make sure you click on the link in the title, and you'll get the copy. It's, I think we got some discounted offer on that. Okay, so thank you for joining. See you soon. Bye. Bye bye.